Thursday Night Football.
Here at 165, one of the featured bouts of the night, two-time NCAA champ Johny Hendricks of Oklahoma State, #1 of the preseason against #2 Mark Perry of Iowa, who grew up in Stillwater, Oklahoma, the nephew of Oklahoma State head coach John Smith.
Jason, I told you these guys come out and get after it. Look, they're moving their feet, they're hustling, they're getting after it. Pretty much straight up, you can see it. They both want to get a piece of each other. Hendricks got the 2-on-1 right now. I want to see Hendricks take some shots and create some scrambles here. Perry's not a real big shooter. He's got a nice tight front headlock right now, though. Oh, he's tiring Hendricks out. Hendricks trying to sneak his head out of there, but Perry's elbows are pinched tight. See, that takes the salt. He's fussing a little bit about the choke in there.
And Mark was talking about maybe he put too much stock into coming back to take on the team that he grew up watching and rooting for all the time, and just wants to make it about the wrestling now. Well, that's hard, especially with everything that's transpired. You sure the Oklahoma State fans are giving him his all when Hendricks was able to take care of him 2 years ago. Hendricks beat Perry in the NCAA final, one of 3 wins over Perry that season. Last year, Mark jumped up to 174 pounds, was 3rd at the NCAA tournament, now dropping back down to 165.
Interesting maneuvers. There's that Hendricks shot. Here's the scramble I talked to you about. Hendricks goes in on high crest, but now he's changing his head position. Right now, Perry's winning the scramble. He's got a great cradle here. See, Hendricks stopped. He stopped his shot. He's changing from the high crest to a low single. He's just hoping he's in trouble. Perry's almost got the cradle locked up. This is what I wanted to see. This is where I want to see this match go. Who can win this scramble? Perry still has an advantage for getting stamped. See, Hendricks has got a great head outside shot to that left leg, but Perry worms himself. He goes to his left hip and scurries, and he cradles from there, but Hendricks knows that and was able to stop it. That was good action, good sequence of action.
Hendricks ended last year with that 2nd straight NCAA title, but he started last year at the All-Star Classic with a loss. Knocked off by Matt Nagel. That was last year in Stillwater. One of a handful of Cowboy wrestlers to lose at home at the All-Star. Oklahoma State was 1-3 at the All-Star Classic on their own mat in Stillwater.
Yep, 1 year ago, me and you covering that for CSTV. That was exciting. The Stillwater fans, it was like popping a balloon. They're like, oh, they lost all those matches. That was definitely a surprise for the hometown boys to bite the dust in the All-Star meet on their home turf. I think they were a little bit overexcited, perhaps. They come out really strong, Hendricks in particular, and then simmered down as the match went along.
Well, Johnny's been known for his flair for the dramatic, especially last year in that NCAA final against Ryan Chiarella of Michigan. 2 takedowns in the final minute for the comeback victory.
Yeah, people are still talking about there were some controversial calls on the edge of the mat. To Hendricks' credit, he's very aggressive, and he kept fighting. He kept working to score on the edge. And I think Chiarella let up a little bit, and the referee was excited, and there were some close calls on the edge. Chiarella got 2 takedowns against him on the edge, and Hendricks won the NCAA championship with short time left on the clock. It was a really exciting and controversial NCAA final bout.
Well, after that initial scramble, not much since. Perry trying to work on a headlock in front.
Yeah, Perry's got a lot of mileage out of that front headlock. He's taking some energy out of Hendricks. Hendricks is complaining to the referees like, hey, he's choking me. He's working it. He's working it. The referee's like, let go. Perry's done a good job here slowing down Hendricks.
Hendricks, senior from Edmond, Oklahoma. 29-1 last year. Only loss last season to Oregon's Joey Bracamonte at the Reno Tournament of Champions. Ended up with 22 straight victories after that. And again, the loss last year at the All-Star would be like one here. It doesn't count on your record. They can't use it for rankings or seedings later in the year, but certainly it's a tone setter. But Hendricks knows what it's all about. So sometimes, the first meet in the season doesn't matter as much to me. It's what happens in March.
That's right. That's what counts. There's still a lot of pride on the line right here. You can say that all you want, but there's pride. And he's almost shook him off. Hendricks looking to slip him. Wow. I thought he was going to shake him off for it. He wanted him. They stopped it too soon. The coaches in the corner are upset. Even the honorary coaches are upset. And the fans, you hear the fans hissing because Perry was about to slide off. there's, in addition to team coaches, there's honorary coaches. And in Hendricks' corner right now is Tim Flynn from Edinboro and Mark Bauer from University of Nebraska-Kearney. These are two of the top coaches in the country last year. They're being honored, and they've been in the corner for all the matches with the actual coach of the athletes. And Tim Flynn has done a great job building Edinboro into a powerhouse. They're 8th in the NCAA Division I. You haven't heard of Edinboro hardly for any other sports because they play small college ball, but in wrestling, they're a big dog. Tim's a Penn State graduate. He's a teammate of mine. I'm a big fan of his, and him and his program have done a great job. Meanwhile, I'm trying to decide whether we're going wrestling here or whether we got a little flurry, we got a little action. Meanwhile, we got some serious action on the mat with reversal. You folks can see that at home. He did finally slip him off.
Hendricks able to finally notch the first 2 points of this one. 2 for the reversal for Johny Hendricks of Oklahoma State.
Boy, Hendricks did a nice job of eluding Perry. He made him fall off, you know, just kind of slid him, changed his direction, changed his level, made him fall off of him. Perry's got to work hard here. He's waiting too long. He's looking at the clock. He knows how much time he's got to move. This is critical. Hendricks is going to try to ride him hard here. Oh, nice! Oh, wow! Arm lever to a bar arm.
And you could hear the reaction.
Yeah, Perry's got to move. Hendricks is wrestling hard. He's got that near wrist. That's a nasty hold right there. Good old near wrist. Hendrickson's got the inside leg lace in there. He's putting a mean old ride. He's got a far side half. Perry won't go for that. He's a Gumby. But he's getting ridden hard. Now, you know, I was talking about the honorary coach, Tim Flynn from Edinboro. He was a nasty sucker on top with those halves and legs. And maybe he gave him a couple pointers there on the sidelines. But right there, Hendricks put a mean ride on Perry. Made him say, "Uncle." You heard him yell. And Hendricks is liking that. He's smelling blood.
And these two guys are both fairly outspoken, you would say, and they're certainly giving each other not a lot of lip, but certainly some commentary as they got up and got things restarted. Hendricks crunching down on top of Perry, but no points scored further here. Through 2 periods, as we get to the third, Hendricks still using that 2-point reversal as the difference maker thus far.
All right, Perry's got to show something here on bottom. He's got to get moving. You know, I was talking about the coaches over there with the Oklahoma State staff in the corner, and the other one is Mark Bauer from the University of Nebraska-Kearney. And they're one of the top teams in Division II. They're hosting the NCAA championships this year at the University of Nebraska-Kearney, and they're going to put on a great show. He's got one of the best heavyweights in the country at any division. Tervel is a great wrestler. He goes by one name, kind of like Madonna. He's got his last name, he's from Texas, is Deglam, and I can't pronounce it very well. In any case, Tervel is a legend in Division II wrestling. He's a great heavyweight. He was an NCAA finalist last year. He lost to another legend, Les Sigmund, in the finals. It was a great bout, and he put on a great show in the exhibition. Tervel won an exhibition bout here before the Division I All-Star meet went off, and Mark Bauer is proud to have him and a great program down there in Kearney, Nebraska.
And you talked about some of the coaches. You can see some of them in the background here, but if we were to take a close-up of them, since they're in the dark, it would look like they're kind of there in the night. Be tough to see, but you see them in the background there. Those helping out Johny Hendricks. As you see, Hendricks' name is up there in the corner, and the coach is shouting out instructions. A little bit different from what we see in most collegiate wrestling events, where the coaches are mat side and chairs. Here with this elevated platform, they've got to shout a little bit louder from the side.
Yes, they do. They're trying to give a feel like the NCAAs. Put the athletes on a stage, but this is unique because there's a spotlight. At Penn State, we do this a lot. That's Hendrickson's move, the seatbelt. He tried to one-arm seatbelt hip toss. He's good at that. Boy, he is riding Perry hard. Perry's not showing me much on bottom here. Tom Brand's in the background. He's not happy about this. He's barking at Perry to get moving. The coach you actually can see is Jim Miller. He's the honorary coach on the other side. But in any case, Brandon's over there not happy. I'm sure he's disgusted with Perry's lack of motion here. Let's see if Hendricks cuts him loose. Said, I've ridden you long enough. All right, we're going to see what Perry's got. Remember I was saying, does Ryan Lang have the offense to score in the end of a match? Same situation with Perry. Watch him step in front, hip toss, The one-arm seatbelt hip toss. He tried for the cement job and finished and didn't quite get it, but he's physically controlled this match. What I started to say is Lang scored at the end of the match. Can Perry put himself back in this match? A takedown with tight. There was the super duck. Hendricks with none of that.
You see Hendricks working towards the edge there with 17 seconds left to go. He was comfortable giving up the escape there because he does have riding time locked up. Already 137 in the bag for Johny Hendricks. That's worth a bonus point here if he can make it stand up right now. Perry needs a takedown to tie and won't get it. As Johny Hendricks seals the deal on Mark Perry one more time. And the Oklahoma State Cowboy beats the guy that grew up